The whole thing with like Austin at karaoke didn't go down. Like, I didn't think it was like a super huge deal. And so me and Austin, here's some tea. Me and Austin actually, he asked me on a date, and so we made dinner at his like
Wait,
sister's.
at what point?
This is right the night before karaoke.
Hey everyone, it's Mimi. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. I'm joined today by the beautiful Lauren from Provo's Most Eligible Season 2. You guys, I'm fangirling. Lauren is seriously so incredible. Whatever. I'm so excited to have her. Seriously, I like just love you. And it's so cool getting to know you. Like, she is just as nice and genuine and beautiful as she seems on the actual show. Aww. So we have some questions today that I'll be asking her. We'll just be discussing the show and other stuff too, just to get to know her a little bit better. And a lot of you guys ask questions through my Instagram, so if you don't want to miss out on future interviews, like asking questions to the people, don't forget to check me out there. I have those in my stories. Alright, and really fast, before we jump into the remainder of the video, I want to give a huge thank you to this video's sponsor, So Cool, So Me Skin Solution. I don't know about you guys, but in the winter time, when it starts getting like colder and dry, my skin just like freaks out. Like, I think it just doesn't know what's happening. I don't know if any of you can relate. So I'm so excited. Today I'm just really gonna quick show you their 3-week skin solution starter kit. This includes 5 different products that will make your skin look amazing. I wanna just quickly run through what each of them do. First step, of course, is your face wash, but I really love it's a deep clean, it's detoxifying and purifying. Next step, you'll go in with your exfoliating toner, which removes dead skin cells, gives you an even texture, and minimizes your pores, which your girl needs. That's the biggest thing that I'm working on right now. Step number 3 is called Essence, and this provides vital nutrients, antioxidants, and hydration for your skin, which I love because it gives you really good elasticity in your skin. The 4th step is Emulsion, and this provides a protective barrier to lock in your moisture and renew your skin. And then the last step is the Cica Target Cream, which is an anti-aging moisturizer, which strengthens your skin barrier, gives balance, and is anti-inflammatory. I have been loving how my skin is feeling since I've been using the So Cool So Me 3-week starter kit. And if you're interested in trying them out too, I'll have all the information in the description box below. So thank you again to So Cool So Me for sponsoring this video, and let's just jump right back in. So the first question I guess we'll ask is, what made you want to audition for Provo's Most Eligible?
Okay, so my story's kind of interesting because my roommate Steph actually was the one who, she's so awesome, and she was like, you should apply. She's like so supportive, and like I think even gave them my name a couple times, and they're like, we're not doing applications, or we'll let you know when we're doing applications, but she kept like sending him my name.
She like jumped the gun.
And then when we had applications, I actually posted on my story and said like who thinks I should apply, and it was like 80 something or 90 something% that said yes. Everyone that said yes, I messaged them, and I was like, why do you think I should be on the show? And then on the application it says, why do you think you should be the Bachelorette? And I literally said, don't ask me, ask the people of Provo. And then I copied and pasted all their responses.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute!
It made my life so easy. I didn't have to think of like there were things I didn't even think of. Like, so many people said spunky, and I was like, I don't even think that word would have come to my head. But it was also really like, it like made me so emotional seeing all the nice things, you know, like, because I didn't really think about, like, I wasn't like trying to fish for a compliment. I was just like, what do you think?
Like, you just actually wanted to hear.
Yeah, and then there were so many nice things. They're like, Lauren's been through so much, she deserves it. Like, and some people were like, dude, she's like freaking crazy, like put her on and be fun. I don't know. It was really cool though. So.
Okay, love that. So then what was the next step? Like, did you hear back from them right away?
Yeah, so it was actually like, I thought I didn't get it because it was like 2 months or something.
No
like,
way.
Which feels like forever when
my gosh,
you forget about it. And then suddenly like the hype kind of started coming up again, and they emailed and said, come in for like, it was like an interview type thing. They totally flexed too. They're like, out of 1,200 people, we picked you. And I was just laughing at that. I was like, I mean, it was kind of cool, but at the same time, they were like hardcore flexing. Yeah, so then it was actually really interesting because from the day that I set an appointment up to meet with them, and like a couple days before I met with them, I ran into Remington and his friend group. I saw them at McDonald's, midnight, and I was super frumpy because it's like, I just went out, but I was like, should I say something? Because I don't look very cute. But I was like, you know what, I'll just, like, you know, with interviews and stuff, it's better to like get your name out more. Or like let them like recognize you. Yeah. So I went up and was just like, hey, like, I think I'm meeting with you in a couple of days. I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Lauren. And like his friends ended up loving me and were like, we're gonna get him to pick you, or like, we like you. We're Team Lauren or whatever. The OG Team Lauren.
So cute. Shout out to you guys if you're watching this.
I don't know. I don't remember who you are, but thank you.
What was it like? Like, what was the setting? Where
okay, that's where all the awkward headshots are taken. It's the most awkward picture ever of me.
Oh my gosh, whatever. You looked beautiful. I remember you like commented or something on it. You're like, not my best. I was like, no, like she looks great. I would have picked you.
Thank you.
Seriously.
So yeah, they asked me stuff like, if you met the right guy, would you be ready for marriage? And I kind of was like, oh wow, I haven't thought of that, but I said yes, like whatever. And then, they asked about my previous dating experience, and so I told them I was divorced, which I was kind of nervous to do because I didn't know if that would keep me from being that's kind of, you don't really know bachelorettes that are divorced.
Right.
And told them all about it, and they were like, are you willing to talk about it on the show? And I was like, yeah, like I'm super open about it.
And when was it that you got divorced? How long ago was it?
I left the day after Christmas, 2017.
Okay.
So we're coming up on 2 years, and it was like official a few months after that. So.
Gotcha. So then what happened next? Like, did you hear
then they sent me another email a few weeks later or something, and they were like, set up your second appointment. And so I get there, and Remington wasn't there, and we had been, I scheduled the first one, you know, and so we were just talking. It's kind of like with any audition, I think the more steps you take, the more you're like, wait, okay, I actually kind of, like, I'm invested now, like, I want this, and so the closer you get, the more you're like, this would suck if I didn't get it now.
Yeah.
And so I go, and we're waiting for Remington, so I got a lot of time to talk to them, and they, and I'm really, I feel like I'm pretty good with, like, especially initial conversations where you get to, like, just really learn about people and talk. And Remington, like, did not show up. He got a boot on his car or something and took forever. And they were like, well, you're one of our top 2 anyway, so it's fine. Like, you don't need to be. Like, we already know you're our top 2. And at the time, I wasn't sure that there were 3 bachelorettes, so I didn't know. I heard that there was, but I wasn't positive, and so I was like, does that...
Like, does that
on it for sure then? Because if I'm in the top 2 and there's 3, then, like...
Right.
And then Elena actually messaged me because she saw my story. I posted on my story like, back for my second callback or whatever, and Elena was like, just so you know, you got it.
Shut
up.
And she's like,
so
I didn't tell you. Wait, how did she know? Was she in the process?
She wasn't in the process, but like she would talk to Remington and stuff.
Okay.
But then I couldn't post after that. You know, like they made us not put, like, we couldn't say anything else on our social media.
Got it.
So some people figured it out because they realized I never kept them updated on how
so they're like, if we didn't hear, we must know.
Yeah.
So, like, what were some of the other rules that they gave you once you became a bachelorette?
I'm the worst person to ask because everyone knows I broke all the rules. So we weren't supposed to hang out with the guys outside of the show. And we weren't supposed to talk about, like, certain things in the show, and we were supposed to only talk to, like, family, I think, about what was happening, but I'm like, dude, it's, like, my real life. Like, I'm dating these people. I need advice from my friends, and, like, people are wondering what's going on, so, like I would make sure they weren't gonna, like, post about it or, like, tell a bunch of people.
Right.
Like, I kept it between us. But yeah, like, if people asked what was going on in my life,
like that is your life at that point. So.
Yeah, so it was like I wasn't gonna like make stuff up, especially because I was doing nothing else but filming all summer.
It seemed like a really big time commitment.
Yeah.
How many like hours a week was it?
It was like Mondays were the roast ceremonies. That's actually why Devin does FHE. I don't know if people caught that, but like he does FHE because he's like, we miss every FHE. So like that was sweet. Wednesday was the group dates, and then Thursday was the winning group date. And then Friday or Saturday was like the one-on-ones. You know, it was usually like 5 p.m. like when people would get off work till like it would go pretty late. It would go to like midnight.
That's crazy. And you were needed 4 times a week. It's not like you were one of the guys who just maybe if you got picked you'd have to film.
Yeah, I think in some ways that's hard though for the guys because you don't know if you need to block out your schedule like the next week.
Yeah, how far in advance did they know?
I mean, they only knew for Monday when they got kicked off, and then they're like, oh well, I guess my week is open now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty weird.
So who from the show do you still keep in touch with?
Oh man, actually like a lot. Mikey is awesome. I love Mikey.
He's so nice. I met him and he was like one of the nicest people ever.
Probably the best person you'll ever meet. I'm still friends with Matt. We actually watched the show together.
No
and
way.
like we watched when I kick him off and he's so butthurt. But like it's funny because I'm like, I'm sorry, Matt, and he's like,
oh my gosh.
Whatever. And
that was so funny on my story when I was asking people for questions for you. He's like, ask Lauren why she kicked me off.
Matt.
So Matt, we see
Okay,
you.
Matt, I saw a girl kiss you on the cheek on your story. Plus, you weren't even that Team Lauren anyway, so. Like with a lot of the guys, you know, obviously you can't have a connection like romantically with everyone, and some of them just felt a little bit more like friends. So like with Matt, it was definitely like he was so supportive of me, and it made me feel so safe, and I loved that. But like it just didn't develop into anything romantic. So, but we had a lot of fun together.
What about the other two girls? Are you still close with any of them?
Yeah, so we are a little bit closer now that the show's coming out, so we have like things, I guess, to talk about more. Like me and Bee just had a photo shoot together just for fun. I think with Bee and I's friendship, it kind of we knew that guys would like switch teams and stuff, and so I thought we'd be cool, but I feel like she really distanced herself from me a little bit after Jake, and then a lot after Austin. Okay. And the whole thing with like Austin at karaoke didn't go down. Like I didn't think it was like a super huge deal because she actually knew I was pretty interested in him at the last rose ceremony.
Oh, okay.
I actually was gonna take him on my team that week.
Really?
But she kind of was like, she was saying that she felt like I was kind of going behind her back or something. And so me and Austin, here's some tea. Me and Austin actually, he asked me on a date, and so we made dinner at his like.
Wait, at what point?
This is right the night before karaoke.
Okay.
We had a really fun time, and I didn't expect it to go that well. And I think that the way it came across was just different than like either Austin or myself like expected. So it was just like a really hard night because I didn't mean to like hurt anyone, but it was definitely one of those like, okay, I didn't expect it to kind of like come across that way.
Totally.
And then and because Bee like didn't really have feelings for Austin as far as I'm aware. And like I was starting to have feelings for him, like it just seemed like it wouldn't be a big deal. But everyone just when we finished and like no one cheered, it was so awkward.
Did it ever feel like super competitive with the other girls? Was there ever a point where you wished you were the only Bachelorette?
I think just in those moments maybe where it was like, I hate that there's drama between us, like I don't want to hurt the girls, but at the same time you're in this catch-22 of like, I want to get to know this guy though, and I don't know the best way to go about that because there really isn't one. Like I felt like there wasn't ever a good way to do it because either way, a guy is leaving your team, it's embarrassing, and it was really hard because the first night, like I was rejected both times I stepped forward for a guy. Yeah. Like I knew how it felt and I felt bad. I just like didn't know the best way to go about that. Ellie kind of did her own thing, so I feel like it was mostly me and Bee. And then Ellie kind of just had her own team.
Her own guy. We want to talk about Jake and your guys' kiss. So, what was going through your mind? Like, cause I know we had a ton of questions about that.
Yes.
A lot of people asking if Walker was actually trying to ask you for advice or he was trying to just be a wingman for Jake, and then how the whole kiss went down. You guys were in front of a bunch of people too, weren't you?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I didn't know. I heard cheering after we kissed and I was like,
oh my gosh.
I was really worried for my guys watching because I was like, well, I don't want to like make them think that, you know, I don't want to make them feel bad. I don't want to ruin my chance of getting to know them more if they close down, you know what I mean?
Totally. Yeah, that's like the worst thing you want to hear after kissing somebody is like cheering. You're like, hello, like.
It was pretty fun. I walked in and everyone's just standing there and I'm just like, don't look at me. Everyone's just watching me. So what
was going through your mind? Like, did you actually want to kiss him at that point or did you feel pressured into it?
Okay, so the real story behind that was actually, so I hung out with like my guys outside of the show a little bit too, and Jake and I had a really good conversation the night before, and we were actually up pretty late and like just hanging, like we were just kind of like friends, I don't know, building a good friendship, I guess. And like there was like a moment where I felt like it would have been like, oh, like a kiss or something, but it was like really soon, and so I did tell him, I think we talked about like I like to wait a while, and because to me that's like a commitment, you know. And he said the same thing,
But then the next day.
Yeah, so that's why I was partially like, Jake, what are you doing? Because it wasn't that I didn't want to kiss him. I was just like, usually like I wait longer, but then I was conflicted because I was like, but it is this show.
Right.
Because we also said like we also should save our first kiss for the camera. We tried, like with me, I tried to save the important things for the camera. Like when even if I like would go on a date with a guy or something, anything like really interesting, I would make sure we reenacted or.
Right. Did it look a good kiss? Because I know some people like I thought it was fine, but I know some people were like, oh, it was awkward.
Yeah, that's what's funny to me is like a lot of people had an issue mostly with the third one, and I think it's because I say I'm so scared right before, and I'm kind of like pulling away, but it really wasn't like it wasn't like I felt like a little bit pressured, but more so because the show was kind of like, well, you gotta move fast, you know, and like everyone started getting hyped about it, like Walker coming and talking to me. Totally was just wingmanning. He did not need advice from me. I remember being like, wait, how was that advice for you? Like, it was so like, it was just a line to get
oh my gosh, that's so funny. Do you think then that Jake, because you guys had talked about holding off on your first kiss, do you think that Walker kissing Bee put pressure on the situation and Jake wanted to rush to kiss you so he'd be the first one?
Yeah, I think that definitely added pressure because like we started hearing about like Scott and Ellie had kissed at the carnival date. That was their first kiss, but they didn't get it on film. And then
wait, did you guys know about it that night or did you find out like,
I think
later?
I found out that next day. Wait, no. I probably found out that Monday at that ceremony.
Okay. Oh god.
Probably right before they filmed.
So how did they get away with like not catching it on camera?
Because like I mean we had to drive separately, you know, so like Scott, we all just split after filming and like walked to our cars, and I think Scott just walked Ellie to her car, and then that's
okay. I can see it.
Like, I guess what was going through my head was because I kind of like I went on the show saying like, oh yeah, like I'm ready to get married if I find the right person, but I was like, but I just like haven't really found anyone that I really connect with the same way I did with my ex that I dated last year. Like I kind of was over him, but kind of like having a hard time finding someone I felt as connected with, if that makes sense. It was like a big deal because I'm very like selective with my kisses, and so I hadn't kissed anyone since him, and I was dating a lot. There were a lot of opportunities like, you know, where I could have kissed someone, but so it wasn't that I was scared of, I don't know if it came across like I was scared of the kiss.
I don't think so.
Okay, because like I was like, I thought it was kind of interesting to kiss, like the cameras watching, I didn't really care. The cameras were kind of just documenting my story, I felt like, but. Which
is so cool, because now you'll be able to look back. Yeah. And I don't know who you end up with, but you can go back and look at your relationship. It's fun to go and be
like, oh, I see like where you came in and where, yeah.
Did you also know when your guys were talking to other girls?
No, so, I mean, we were always in separate areas and like focused on the guy we were with. We didn't have time to really run around because we were just getting like, oh, stolen by this guy, stolen by that guy, you know, and so there wasn't a lot of knowing who was talking to who. I know some of my guys would be like I think Austin and Jake both like tried to make amends with Bee. They wanted her to know that they still like cared about her as a person, and so I know that they still like did things. Like there was that one episode where Jake brings her a monster, and I think that was kind of to show her like, hey, I still care for you, and he told me about that, so like I knew he was going to talk to her.
But only if they told you. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense why Bee was so surprised when some of the guys like switched onto your team, because she just must have not known that they were even talking to you.
Yeah, exactly. We weren't supposed to tell each other who we were going to step forward for, like between the Bachelorettes. Only Remington really knew. Because if, you know, for example, if I told her like, hey, I'm going to step forward for Jake or Austin or whatever, then she could be like, oh, like I don't want to be rejected, I just won't step forward, and things like that.
And then kind of switching gears a little bit, I wanted to ask you, because obviously you're divorced, so what is it like being divorced in Provo? Because we were talking off camera about how the divorce community in Provo is just so like not talked about. It's almost like a taboo.
Yeah,
so
totally.
Just, I would love to hear about your experience.
Being divorced in Provo, I feel like I was really lucky because I had so much support from just like everyone. I've honestly never had people be like weirded out that I'm divorced. I've felt like I've had like plenty of successful relationships and friendships and things, and like I've never heard of anyone be like, I don't know, questioning me and like maybe like, oh, why'd you get a divorce, was it your fault or whatever. Like I feel like most people like really trust that like I'm a good person, like I did the best I could. So in that way I've been really, really, really blessed, but not everyone has that same story. And I think it's just, I think that's why I'm like so much of an advocate, because I'm like, okay, well, I'm like the one that got out pretty chalk free. I have a ton of support. Like, I gotta stand up for people that don't, because I know some great people that the person they're with just like makes them seem crazy, and they're not, and like it just like, it's hard because it can get messy. So I guess that's why I'm so like, I'm such an advocate, and that's why I'm studying marriage and family. Like, I know a lot of really great resources, and I wanted people to know on the show, through the show, I guess, because I want people to reach out to me. Like, I want people to get help, and I have resources for them. There's not a lot for like unhealthy relationships, you know, but they're out there, and so
that's amazing.
Yeah,
you're such an incredible role model.
Thank you. Thanks. It's just like when you find something that like drives you in life, you know, like I was always looking for my passion, and I felt like it created that for me. Like, going through my divorce, I'm like, now I feel like I know kind of what I need to do.
Well, that's amazing. That's amazing that you can take good from that situation. So, and then the last thing that I wanted to ask you is, what has been like the best part of this whole experience for you?
I think some of the friendships that have come from it, for sure. Like, I am super close with a lot of the guys. I also like a lot of just perspective. Like, I think it was one of the hardest things ever, like especially once they started showing things and you start feeling that pressure and comparison, and it's like, it's stressful. It was really stressful at first, but I would never take it back, because I think it was just also one of the most unique things I ever got to do.
Absolutely.
Like, literally just, like, I'll never watch The Bachelor the same way, you know, and like, just, I think it was just really cool feeling for once, maybe a little taste of, dare I say, how guys should date in Provo, and like kind of wooing you more, like actually putting in effort.
Yeah.
And it's kind of sad, because I think a lot of guys maybe do want to do nice things, but some girls would be like, well, you brought me flowers and it's only been like a date or two.
Right.
And so there is like that weird stigma, but honestly, I wish it wasn't there, because it was so nice, like being so clear with like your emotions. Like, I like you, obviously that's why I'm here, so I'm gonna try to do what I can to like win you over. And it was just, it felt so much like more open, and I think that's also how we got closer faster too, because people think the show is like fake, but I'm like, in a way it kind of elicits better dating, because you're actually like really open with your feelings. So it was just such a cool experience. I'm so glad I got to do it.
I'm so glad we got to meet. You were like the best. I'll have to do stuff outside of this too, seriously.
Okay, yeah, I love you so much.
I know, I love you too. And you guys, thank Lauren.
Besties.
I know, seriously.
Best friends in the making.
Thank Lauren in the comments for coming on my channel. And if you guys want to see us do another video in the future together, let us know. Let us know other questions. We can even do something fun.
Okay, yeah.
Like, I feel like we could do like a get ready with me. Like, someone was asking what like your makeup routine was.
Oh,
you
really?
look flawless. Yeah.
Aww.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't
Thanks,
forget
guys.
to subscribe if you like this video. We have a lot of other Provo's Most Eligible content coming. And don't forget to go follow Lauren on Instagram at Lauren Hun.
Yeah, 3 N's
right?
at the end.
Awesome. I'll have that linked down below here as well. Thank you guys for watching this video. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.